Merry Christmas, everyone, here in New York City. Downtown Manhattan has quite a few decorations up. And last week we visited one side, the South Street Seaport side, all the way here to Wall Street. But today we're going a little bit further west towards the World Trade Center area and see what's up with the Christmas decorations here in the financial district, downtown Manhattan. I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist. Let me know where you're watching from, and let's walk around, shall we? Now, a lot of people have been asking to feature some coffee as well, so we're gonna see if we can bump into a new coffee shop that I haven't tried. I'm not sure if we will, but New York City is always changing, always growing, so that might just happen. Right here we have good old George Washington surrounded in scaffolding. I'm a little bit saddened that the steps aren't open. It's always a great perspective for taking a photo with a Christmas tree. But scaffolding has been taken down in some places that I haven't seen it without scaffolding in maybe more than a decade. So I'm going to show you that as well. Let me know where you're watching from, and let's walk around the financial district towards World Trade Center area. Hello, Connor. Hello, Veronica. So another great part about visiting here, pro tip, if it rains in New York City, come immediately that hour or two after it rains, or that morning after it rains, to this area of downtown Manhattan. The reason is it has a certain kind of look to it because of the glistening streets after a rain. It's perfect for photos, it's perfect for video, and it's just the ambiance is just more New York rather than maybe going to other places where it doesn't really matter how it looks after it rains or not. It's because of these glistening streets. It just adds a little bit of extra oomph to how everything looks. The air is cleaner too, says Veronica. Yeah, that's right. And always look up. Doesn't matter how much of a tourist you'll look. Sometimes you gotta be the most touristy tourist you can be. PowerPoint says, will you sometimes go to the Islanders Arena and show it? PowerPoint, thank you for the recommendation. I usually don't cover sports stadiums unless if they have a lot of history behind them. If I just randomly go for an event, then I might show it to you. But no promises. I usually don't really attend sports events myself. And this show, I rarely cover anything sports related, unless if it's history. So here's the fearless girl. She might not be here for a while, so do take advantage of taking your selfies with her. There's Christmas decorations here at the New York Stock Exchange, and right up here, back in the 1930s, this was originally built in the early 1900s, but back in the 1930s, New York City ended up getting so polluted because it ended up becoming a manufacturing giant that this sculpture right over here was covered in soot. It was turning black, and it was starting to crumble due to a miscalculation in sculpting these figures. So it was a big danger to the city. And in the cover of Night and Tarp, they end up replacing these sculptures with fake hollow copper ones. So this is not real marble anymore. I think the sculptures still exist somewhere. They're in storage maybe, but these are replicas. Here is the tree, the buttonwood tree that marks the beginning of the stock exchange in New York City. it was actually made not in a fancy building like this, but in front of a cafe, right by a buttonwood tree, right by a few benches. And I already showed this last week, but I'll show it to you again before we continue. Hey, Rhonda. Hello, Marquise. Hello, Amelia. Hello, Donald. I think the weight of the original sculptures was also an issue. Yeah. Donald, thank you so much for clarifying. Yeah, the weight was an issue. Hey, it's Kwanzaa right over here. Look at this. Donna, Gwen, Matt, and Kay and Susie, welcome. Hello. It's nice to see a menorah here. It's nice to see a menorah here. Let me know I haven't learned too much about Hanukkah. Let me know, has Hanukkah ended? What tree is that? That's not 30 Rockefeller tree. No, Rocky, this is the Wall Street tree. Try saying that 10 times over. Wall Street tree. Wall Street tree. It's a treat to see the Wall Street tree, because I foresee this is a beautiful tree. The Wall Street tree is actually, I think, more picturesque than most of the other trees in New York City. This one just, I don't know, they just picked the perfect tree. And they tend to do that every single year. They just pick the perfect tree. BBH says, yeah, it ended. Note to self, learn about Hanukkah. Yeah, permitting I'm in the city with a major Jewish population next year during Christmas time. And this is Broad Street. It's called Broad Street because it's very broad. And it's also a street. But it's a nice place to walk through. Here's Hermes. I've never been to Hermes. Let me know if has anyone walked into Hermes. We would love to go to the historic store in Paris. Susie says too expensive for me. I think Hermes probably is amongst the most expensive stores. They even have a plaque. Oh, that's fancy. A $3,000 scarf, says Susie? No. Wow, okay, a scarf, that's $3,000. Yeah, that's quite expensive. That scarf, oh my God, the polar bear is wearing. Oh, whew. Hard to justify a $3,000 scarf. You can use the finest materials in the world. Really hard to justify. But beautiful decoration inside. Every time I pass through these super high-end stores, I mostly see Chinese tourists inside. So there's some major spenders that come over here, or they could be residents as well. But I can tell they're from China, and it's always very interesting to see. Connor says that scarf better be infused with gold. I don't think so. I think it's just nice silk and a beautiful design, and that's pretty much it. All right, let's go through this way. We're gonna backtrack and go through back to Wall Street. People ask what intersection this is. This is Broad Street, the tree's located. The intersection of Broad and Wall. Nicole says, looking good as always. Oh, thank you so much. Have you decorated your place? I don't do too much decorations. I let New York City be my Christmas decorations. You're paying for the name, says Elizabeth. Yeah, indeed you are. Tracy says send 200 stars. Oh, thank you so much, Tracy, for 200 stars. I appreciate that. Stars are indeed counting double all the way through January. So double those stars. 200, that means you sent me 400. Thank you so much. PowerPoint says, I don't blame you. Yeah, I mean, when you're in New York City, there's not even that much reason to decorate at home because there's so much beautiful decorations just stepping out the door. All right, back to Wall Street. Last time we came from that way, last week, if you want to check it out. It's looking cool. Ooh, this is awesome. Always look not only up, but also look back because, boom, what do we have here? Let us know. What do we have here? What's there beautifully framed at the end of Wall Street, which I'm not sure if it's on purpose, but it is a beautiful coincidence, if so. Rocky says, window shopping at 6 a.m. before security told me to keep moving. Oh no. Ariel, where's your costume or cap Christmas? JK, I do not celebrate Santacon, which is today indeed, but I do not partake in Santacon. Though it is tempting to do a live video of Santacon. Let me know. I'm not really in that crowd of Santaconers. But if anyone has any pro tips, let me know. So that huge building is beautifully framed. Is in Brooklyn. That is not Manhattan. That is across the East River in the borough of Brooklyn. That super tall building. It's a little bit hard to see through the camera. But that building is slated to be bigger than the Empire State Building. I'm not sure if they'll get there. But it's going to be the first super tall skyscraper in Brooklyn, the first super tall skyscraper outside of the island of Manhattan in New York City. It's so exciting to see the skyline grow beyond the island. 9 DeKalb Avenue. Thank you so much. DeKalb, people pronounce it 2 different ways. Matt says, pro tip, stay away from drunk people. Let me know if anyone wants to see a Santacon live video. And here's Trinity Church. Antonio, hello my friends by Italy. Hey Antonio. Grazie mille. Buonasera. The funniest video I saw a couple years ago was a bunch of Santas on the brawl in the street. Yeah, I mean, Santacon has a bad reputation for being very rowdy. Inspire Life says it's Shop Architects. Indeed it is Shop Architects, yeah. Santacon is the best way to tell a kid the truth about Santa, says Ron. Indeed, Ron. Santacon is the time to tell your kid it's all a con. Irene says, what's Santacon? Okay, so Santacon, for people who don't know, let me explain. Let me do it just a little bit over here. So no scaffolding finally here at the very entrance of Wall Street. Scaffolding is still here. I hope they remove it at some point. I'm getting tired of the scaffolding. But I came up here just about an hour and a half ago off the train, and I felt confused because I was so used to seeing scaffolding all around here, and I saw none. I was like, where am I? Is this the right stop? And lo and behold, they finally removed the scaffolding here in this area of Wall Street. which is such a relief. Finally, you can see the church a little bit better from this angle. So what is Santacon? Santacon is a celebration of people dressing up as Santa or Santa-related things like elves and Mrs. Clauses and things like that. And basically everyone dresses up as Santa or Santa-related, and they go out bar crawling, which means going from bar to bar, getting as drunk as possible and partying and having a good time. The thing is, the crowd that does mostly Santacon are, a portion of them are not based within the city. A lot of Santaconers are coming in from Long Island, from New Jersey, from Connecticut, from upstate, and they're coming into the city and getting really, really drunk. And then towards the end of the night, it had the reputation of people getting so drunk that they would have fights. There'll be vomit in the streets. There'll just be general rowdy behavior, and then even worse on the trains. The PATH train, the Long Island Railroad, the Metro North would get very, very unpleasant for many people. I've lived through this because for many years of my life I commuted on the Long Island Railroad at night on the weekends, and I've seen many fights happen during Santacon, and everyone's dressed as a Santa, so it's a rather weird thing. I assume there's a lot of positives about it, just hanging out with friends and having a good time. But yeah, it has a bad reputation here in New York City. A lot of New Yorkers that I know don't really celebrate Santacon. It's something that I don't think is that popular within that many New Yorkers, especially Hispanic New Yorkers or New Yorkers from Queens and Brooklyn and the Bronx. Not really kind of popular, but do correct me if you are a Queenser or a Brooklyner that celebrates Santacon. No judgments. But yeah, that's what happens. Now, it used to be in certain neighborhoods. Neighborhoods have been kicking them out one after the other. It used to happen a lot in the East Village. In the East Village, they kicked out the Santacon. So a lot of bars, the neighborhood itself does not allow people to celebrate Santacon. It happens every Saturday, I think the second Saturday of every single December. So in the past 2 or 3 years, Santacon has been struggling a bit because they don't know where to host them. And they tried about 2 years ago, Bushwick said that they tried to host them in Bushwick. And oh no, Brooklyners did not want Santacon in their territory. And a war ensued. Why is there an English flag? That's not, well, it is based on the English flag, but it has the Episcopal flag. As the Episcopal Church, denoting that it's related to the Church of England. Episcopal is a branch of Anglicanism, Church of England. And this Trinity Church is one of the most richest parishes in the entire world. And it is indeed Episcopal. Pat says, I'm glad you're not Santacon. Let us know, where is Santacon this year? For anyone who knows or can quickly search up, let us know what neighborhood is Santacon taking place this year. So here's beautiful decorations. Pat says it's at Times Square. Oh, it's at Times Square. Oh, that's gonna get crazy. Beautiful decoration. Last year, we met a wonderful guy who was a security guard here at the entrance of Trinity, and it was awesome meeting him. Fortunately, they have the gates closed. Last year they had it open so you can take your photos, but that's a shame. Hopefully they reopen up this church. I love it. It's gorgeous inside. It's a great tourist attraction, and the cemetery itself has very notable historical figures, including Alexander Hamilton and his wife are buried here. But I think it's closed. Yeah, it's closed. I'll show you from the around. That noise you're hearing is the big bus. Any of the double deckers, I really recommend. Big Bus has probably the best audio guide, but if you don't care about the audio guide, especially if you watch this show, you probably won't need it. I would recommend the cheaper ones like Top View, and they're really fun to explore the city. Highly recommend it, especially when you're just coming into the city before you really start exploring on your own. Hey Gary, Mirna, JK, nice to see you here. Inspire Life says, would be nice to see a nighttime bus tour during the holidays. So there's one challenge with that. It might be fun in person. Maybe not so much for video because there's a lot of traffic now. New York City is getting back to normal. Last year, it was awesome doing the bus tour because there was almost no traffic. But now there's a lot more traffic. So it'll be a very slow video, I think. But maybe I'll do it. Let me know if you want to see that. Phil's from England. Hey, Phil. Welcome from England. A couple of weeks I'll be in New York, says Mel. Oh, Mel, that's so cool. Here's the burial site of Alexander Hamilton. Adam asks, how many neighborhoods are there in the island of Manhattan? Ooh, that's a great question. So neighborhoods are technically not officially designated by no governmental entity, as far as I know. So I think their postal office has some designations, but I don't know. Neighborhoods also shift and change, so there might be a number now, if anyone knows. But for example, a few years ago, about 20 years ago, Nolita wasn't really a neighborhood. I don't think you could really consider NoHo a neighborhood 20, 30 years ago. So the number does shift every few decades or so. So if anyone knows the number of neighborhoods, do let us know. Carolyn would be in New York City on Christmas. Oh, cool. You're coming over from Pennsylvania. Ah, nice timing. That's cool. Melody from Burbank, California. Welcome. There's a St. George's flag. Thank you so much for clarifying. Episcopal flag. The name is the St. George's flag. Thank you. There's an express bus coming over from Staten Island. Gabriella, Merry Christmas from Ohio. Enjoy your first snowfall live stream the other night, says Inspire Life. Oh, I'm so glad. Here's the bridge that connects Trinity Church, its graveyard, all the way to their beautiful new skyscraper. Also, let us know who's the architect. I think it's also Shop Architects. They're known for doing a lot of copper, kind of Art Deco. This, I think you would consider Art Deco revival, if anyone can clarify. But I love that they're taking Art Deco elements and making them new here. Great example. Now, this church is worth up to $9 billion they have in assets. Anywhere between $3 billion to $9 billion, so quite a lot of money. Now, why is the graveyard separated by a wall over here? It wasn't because the graveyard was built on a hill. It was because the graveyard was literally at the waterfront. And the water used to be right here. Let's cross the street. I want to see the lobby of this building from the outside. I love this area of the city. It's fun walking these few blocks over here between Rector Street because it's kind of like going back into time before the age of the super tall skyscrapers. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Someone was saying hello. Shout out to the person who said hello. So the building is called the Trinity Commons. Hey, Swapnil, nice to see you here. Thank you so much for tuning in. From India. Wow, beautiful, beautiful architecture. I love the wood. Makes it look almost like a church interior. Bill, nice to see you here. Paul says it's Neo Art Deco. Thank you so much. Yeah, so it's Neo Art Deco, which is, I think, the style that we need to go full force in here in New York City. I am in Team Neo Art Deco or Art Deco Revival. There's slightly different. Neo Art Deco is, as you can see with this building, is trying to use Art Deco elements, but in the modern context, make them very modern looking. So you still have that kind of glass building, glass curtain from the international style. But Art Deco Revival would literally be like taking an Art Deco building from the 30s or the 20s or the 40s and building it new, like making it really, bringing it back. Of course, using more modern materials, but really bringing it back. So I would love to see both of those things. Laureen, nice to see you here. Welcome. So before we arrive to World Trade Center area, slam that like button right now. Slam that like button on YT so we can get as many people here as possible. Someone's parking in the sidewalk. I'm not sure if they're supposed to do that. So slam that like button at this very moment in time so we can bring more of the beautiful Christmas vibes to people who could use them. And if you want to see more of these videos on your own feed, the moment you press that like button, more are going to start popping up. So you won't miss live videos by me and my colleagues who do explorations of New York City during this beautiful time of year. So let me know if you're on Team Like on Facebook. Feel free to share these videos. But even more important with Facebook, live videos are no longer living forever on Facebook. So do consider sharing the shorter videos I post, the TikTok videos that I post also on Facebook. Consider sharing those after this broadcast, and that's the best way to spread the word on Urbanist. Helen says, it's weird watching you live now. Why? Helen, why is it weird? Tonya says, always enjoyable Santacon today. If you keep walking, you'll see many Santas, yeah. So here's another beautifully decorated area, Zuccotti Park, the site of Occupy Wall Street. I have a quick recommendation for some lunch if you're in this very touristy part of New York City. Is Hank's Pizza / Lazaro. It's good sandwiches, good pizza in this area of the financial district. Financial district can get very expensive very quickly. Also, it can be very hard to find good casual food. This is one of the few places I do recommend. It's right here, right by Westfield and the entrance to the Oculus, which we'll see soon. How comfortable is the weather today? Oh, it's comfortable. It's like 60 degrees. It's a bit windy. It's cloudy. And you're good. I'm no longer wearing 10 layers like I was in the past few days. Susie says, have we had lunch or dinner yet? No, none, but people have been asking for coffee, and if we bump into a cool coffee bar, I will feature some coffee. Susie says it's not too hot, not too cold, just right. We're in the Goldilocks zone of weather. Ron says, for 200 likes, Ariel will show his socks. Ron, it's not that type of broadcast. Hey, Vaslav, amazing video. Only there is without snow, says JK. I'm waiting for the snow. I'm waiting very patiently. This time last year, December 16th of last year, check out that video. I went viral covering the blizzard. And I stayed in a beautiful hotel called the Inside Nomad. Susie says, I won't need my thermal long johns. Oh, Bob is visiting here with his all of his bobettes. He has the bobettes from all parts of the world. So he has a pretty big extended family. He has to send a lot of Christmas cards. So wish Bob luck in sending all those Christmas cards. Bob the Pigeon. Kay says, don't forget FB is doubling stars. Yes, Facebook is doubling stars. $20 bonus for new supporters. So feel free. Watch out for Earl, the fire starter, says that Paul. Earl is many things, but he's not an arsonist. Someone framed him. Gabriela says, I love this area. I'm so glad. Such magical vibes there today. Yeah, it is magical. Come here at night, ladies and gentlemen. Come here at night. Stay tuned. Closer to Christmas Day, I will be shifting the schedule a little bit later, maybe 3 p.m., maybe 4 p.m., so I can just show you more of the ambiance and the lights at nighttime, because my schedule right now is 1 p.m. and I show it to you at daytime, but it's a different vibe at night. So stay tuned. Closer to Christmas Day, I'll be shifting the schedule. Ronald asks, am I disappointed that Spider-Man wasn't in West Side Story? Yeah, there was no end credits scene in West Side Story. I was hoping for the musical Avengers to see a team-up movie, a West Side Story with In the Heights and what's another great New York City show? And Hamilton. All colliding into one big movie. No, that didn't happen, unfortunately. But if you want to see a full, very in-depth movie review of West Side Story 2021, check out yesterday's video. I will be doing, since people love that movie review so much, and we have another New York movie coming up in a week, I will be doing a movie review of Spider-Man No Way Home from a New Yorker's perspective. So no, this is not a movie channel, but this is indeed a travel/cities channel and history channel. And Spider-Man is very crucial to New York and to New York history in terms of the comic book industry. So stay tuned for a New Yorker's review of Spider-Man No Way Home, the 16th afternoon. I will let you know around what time. And AR, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Oh, I appreciate you. Yes, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. That is amazing. Thank you. All right, let's see what's up in the Oculus. Let's go. Which way shall we go? Let's go inside the Oculus first. We'll come out. If anyone has any recommendations on new coffee shops in this area, do let me know. Something aside from Blue Bottle and aside from Joe Coffee. Okay, so actually, let me show you around here a little bit. So here there's a few stores, but I think the best place to visit is you take the elevator up, you'll get to Italy. Italy is upstairs. They don't like cameras too much, but I'll tell you, I have a vlog about Italy. Masks are technically required inside here, so I'm going to wear it in the meantime. Italy, I have a vlog if you want to see the inside of this location. It's a supermarket of Italian goods, but also has a few restaurants. One about pizza, one of pasta, one of seafood, and like a bar. And they also have pizza by the slice, Roman style. Really, really great place. And Kay is right. It's also a place with a public bathroom that is always clean. So it's also another great place to visit. Highly recommend it also if you're looking for a bite in this area. And if you're looking for to-go food, if you have your own kitchen, if you're staying over, they do have some great options that you can easily heat up in the oven or microwave. Omar, is this by Flatiron? No, this is not by the Flatiron. We're only a 10-minute commute away from Flatiron by subway. Otherwise, walking will take you quite a little while. Ooh, this new food court. I have not checked out this food court. I checked that out like 2 years ago, but I haven't been here recently. Let's check it out. Hey, Judith, is this where Spider-Man lives? Says Fabian. No, Spider-Man lives in Forest Hills, Queens. Which reminds me, I really want to go to his house. So I'll check it out. Stay tuned. Well, there's always popular music here playing. I don't think I'm going to avoid it. So thank you to all the super urbanists. Popular music is playing. We're not going to avoid it today because we're walking through malls. So thank you so much for the support. These videos are sponsored by supporters on patreon.com/urbanist or Hey, how's it going? You watch on TikTok or YouTube? On YouTube. Oh, cool. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. All right. So shout out to the other guy. Say hello. Buon pizza. There's a pizza place. Juice. And, oh wow, plenty of seating in the back. This is new. Oh, this is new. Wow, very nice. Oh, wow. That's so cool. Susie says, let's have some food. It is very tempting to try the Hawaiian pizza. Very tempted. One day, I will have someone approach me and say, "Hey, Ariel," and I'll be like, "Oh, you watch on YouTube or on TikTok?" And they'll be like, "No, I watch on Twitch." One day. I just crossed 85 followers on Twitch. So one day that will happen. They will come. And they'll be like, "Oh, I watched you on Twitch." Once I cross maybe 500 followers out of the nearly 500,000 that I have on TikTok. Pro tip, there is bathrooms here, public. They tend to be very clean most of the time. Lorraine says, yes, let's try it. That pizza looks delicious. Do you guys want to try the pizza? Let me know if you want to see the pizza. And Ron Burns Pancakes, I'm watching on Twitch. Oh, awesome. Let us know if you vote for to see Hawaiian pizza. I can give it a try. It might take a while. Judith says yes. Let us know. I cannot remember my username and password on Twitch, says Ronald. You need to carry calling cards for your different media handles. Indeed. Okay, people do want to see pineapple pizza. Okay, I'll show it to you. Let's grab it. Hey, I'll have the Hawaiian pizza, please.
Hawaiian?
Yeah.
It's gonna take about like 7 minutes.
7 minutes? That's okay. Do I have to pick it up here, or is it brought over to the table?
I will put it there. You gotta pick it up.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
5 minutes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Anything else?
That's all.
What's your name?
Ariel.
Ariel? So one type of Hawaiian pizza, right?
Yeah.
51.
And it's a dine-in.
I'll put it in when it's ready.
Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna wait. Yeah, $17. I'll tell you exactly how much. 17 something. Oh, the carbonara here. Look at this. For a slice or a whole pie? It's a personal pie, Dana. Alexander says, wow, €4 for a pie in Italy. Yeah, and even cheaper. Naples is like €2.75. Yeah. It's a lot more expensive here in New York City. Here we have some Mexican. That's nice. Love some good burritos. We have some ceviche. Gabriela says, Hawaiian pizza, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Oh yeah, I'm sure. No doubt in my mind that I want to show you Hawaiian pizza. the one and true pizza. Hey, AR says respect for not being deterred earlier this week. Ooh, what are you referring to, AR? Do let me know. What are you referring to? But thank you so much for the 1836. Okay, that was the price, 1836. Thank you so much. AR sponsoring the Hawaiian pizza. So everyone, round of hearts to AR for sponsoring the pizza. And some sushi as well. Have you tried Hawaiian rolls before, Joe? I've tried the fancy sushi rolls. So yeah, if you're referring to that, those kind of crazy sushi rolls with the crunchy bits. Pardon, I don't know the terminology for that type of sushi. The tempura. Yeah, I've tried that. There's a Hawaiian schnitzel too. So Hawaiian pizza is not really Hawaiian. Hawaiian pizza, it was invented by a Greek Canadian. So it's not Hawaiian, it's not New Yorker. It was invented by a Greek Hawaiian. I mean, a Greek Canadian. No relation to Hawaii. The only reason they called it Hawaiian pizza was because at that time, Hawaiian pineapple was sold from Hawaii. It was branded as being Hawaiian, and that's why. Pineapple is good for digestion, says Pedro. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. So pro tip, if you're dining alone and need to save your seat and it's wintertime, it's perfect time because all you gotta do is put your jacket on the chair. People usually won't touch it. Just make sure you're not carrying a super expensive jacket because then it might attract bad attention. And then pro tip, what I do when it comes to hanging out alone in any city around the world is always carry a book. And a book that I specifically can be risked to just leave on the table. So I just leave a book on the table, and then to make it really look like I am dining, sometimes I just put a water bottle, and there we go. I can walk away for a few seconds or a few minutes, depends on the country or the city. Here in New York City, maybe not too many minutes, and I just carry my backpack, but I leave it on the table, and there we go. I have my seat reserved without anyone trying to snatch it. And that's my pro tip when it comes to reserving your seat. Carly says shirt and jacket. Oh, thank you so much. Donald says, on behalf of all Canadians, I apologize for Hawaiian pizza. You don't. It's a fabulous pizza, in my opinion. I love Hawaiian pizza. I leave a Hawaiian pizza on the table and absolutely no one would touch it then, says AR. People are crazy. Hawaiian pizzas are the best thing ever. I mean, they are the perfect combination of New York ingredients and tropical ingredients. And it should be renamed into a New Yorican pizza. All right. All right. Okay. Someone with a very similar name. So I petition that Hawaiian pizzas should be renamed into New Yorican pizzas. Because, it ain't really Hawaiian. I mean, Hawaii has their pineapples, but they came over from Puerto Rico, and they were mostly farmed by Puerto Ricans that were brought over from Hawaii. Well, not all of them, but a portion of them. All right, be right back. Thank you so much.
Bye.
So, this definitely can be shared with 2 people, I think. Or if you're just coming in with a snack, up to 4 people, I think. Especially if you have kids. This seems like a pretty basic New York style pizza. This is not really too Italian style. Despite its size, it's more New York style, so kind of a mini New York style pizza, which in America is called Neapolitan. And it seems like the toppings weren't cooked, so they put the toppings after the fact, which is okay. And let's see how it tastes, because they made the pizza and then they put the toppings, so it's not cooked pineapple, it's not cooked ham either. So let's see how it is. Ariel, what's on the pizza? So on the pizza is comprising of a typical Hawaiian pizza has pineapple and ham or bacon. You can switch it up, but generally the core ingredient is pineapple. On a typical Neapolitan red pizza, which means it has tomato sauce and cheese, usually mozzarella cheese. In this case, they also have red pepper and bacon as well, or bacon bits on it. So that's the 4 toppings on it. And Alexander says, yep, that's too weird for me. Too thick and soft for my taste. Yeah, it is a thick and soft pizza. Let's try this out. Very New York style. It's pretty nice. It's nice. I like the touch of the... Is this tomato or roasted red peppers? Red peppers. I like the touch of the red peppers. The pizza tastes a little bit more fast food than a good, freshly made to order pizza. It's a little more in line with fast food. It tastes like a fresher version of a Domino's pizza than it does having a proper pizza restaurant or a few amazing pizza shops in the city where they make it made to order. I can tell they use good cheese. They use good cheese. I'm not sure if the pineapple is fresh. It doesn't taste canned. I'm under the impression it's not canned, but I can't tell for sure. And the sauce, very light on sauce. So it's kind of like a typical New York slice. Alexander says they were cooked to serve it. Well, pizza in Naples can be made in 5 minutes. Fresh, made to order. But yes, I can tell that they had some part of it pre-cooked. I think it was the bread. I think the bread was pre-made. Pretty good bread as well. Yeah, pretty good bread. But it's a step above from fast food pizza. Not quite my favorite restaurant pizza joints like Giuliana's or Arturo's, which actually never featured here in New York City yet. Or Table 87 is another great one. Not quite that type of level. It's kind of right in between those two places. So I kind of like it. I would recommend it, especially in this area. But if you're looking for Italian style, just go up to Italy. You're going to spend around the same money. You're going to have it Italian style up there. If you want New Yorker style, come down here. It's pretty good enough. Otherwise, you can go to Joe's, which is nearby. And there's also Keste, which is also nearby. Lauren, thank you so much for the 200 stars. I appreciate that. I think the pizza edge is the best part. The bread is crunchy. The bread is indeed crunchy, yeah. I'm assuming they're pre-making the bread ahead of time. It tastes that way, but it does taste like it's good dough. I do not recommend skinny pizza. Skinny pizza is in the mall, which we're going to visit soon. So Susie, thank you for letting us know that it is a do not try place. So this place is called Bon Cibo. Bon Cibo. Also, Patsy's Pizza is great, says Metalhead. Oh, that's great to hear. So feel free to ask me any other questions about pizza. Happy to answer any pizza-related questions. The reason I tried Hawaiian here is because I already had the feeling that this was not going to be an exceptional pizza. If I'm going to like a proper Italian spot, or I'm going to a place like, as I mentioned, Giuliana's or Lucali's or Table 87, I'm gonna have a classic margarita at first, because that type of pizza is more, it's classic, it's traditional, and you get to really taste the craft that goes into the pizza. Once you start putting toppings on those type of pizzas, you taste more of the toppings, and the toppings aren't necessarily going to be so well crafted. Obviously, you're not going to have most places, you're not going to have exceptional meatballs or exceptional sausage. Some places, yes, but not all of them. So you start like losing flavor of the actual craft of the pizza and start tasting more of the toppings. But in a place like this, which is not going to be exceptional pizza, it's more like fast food pizza, I'm going to have it with toppings. Because why not? What pizza would I avoid like the plague, says Ronald. Pizza in the other parts of the US are just horrifyingly terrible. Many parts of the US. Outside of New York and Chicago and New Jersey and maybe Connecticut, a lot of pizzas are just horrible in most places in the US. I really don't like it. So I would not eat most pizzas. Especially, I wouldn't eat frozen pizza from a convenience store or a gasoline station. Oh, not that. Marilyn says, what's your drink? I just have plain water right now. I usually do drink sparkling water. Yeah, I don't do soda. Only on very special occasions. I treat myself to a soda. But usually just drink water or sparkling water. Sbarro, not great, no. I wouldn't have Sbarro, I won't have 7-Eleven pizza here in the US. Little Caesars is terrible. It could be nice to have if you are partying very late at night and under the influence of oregano, then maybe it is a pleasure to have some Little Caesars or Domino's or Papa John's, but usually I won't have that, especially when I'm here in New York City. Oh. Manny says, ¿cuál es la cosa más rara que tú has visto en una pizza? What's the rarest thing you've seen on the pizza? La cosa más rara en la pizza que yo he visto... Aquí en Nueva York no hay tantos ingredientes tan raros. Yo creo que lo más raro es huevos. Eso sí es bien raro aquí en Estados Unidos. Es más común en Japón. Y tuna. Bien raro aquí en Estados Unidos. So the rarest things you'll find here in toppings are eggs and tuna. It's pretty damn rare here in the US. Not in Japan, which I can't wait to one day try. Hey, Paul, thank you so much for the 2,240 stars. Paul has sent a whopping 2,000 stars. He's also joining in and sponsoring this pizza and then eventually a Ver coffee at some point in this walkthrough. Thank you so much for the 2,000 stars. That is equivalent of $20, plus Facebook is doubling it, so you basically sent $40. Thank you so much for that very kind, generous super chat. Thank you so much. Paul says, try the blood orange sparkling waters. I usually don't have the sparkling waters with flavor because it can be very bad for your teeth because it's very acidic, the flavorings that they use. So I usually don't have them. I usually just have the regular plain sparkling water. I can imagine a good blood orange soda would be good. And Dutch Moz, nice to see you here. Dutch Moz is shivering in horror as I'm eating this pineapple pizza, I bet. Dutch, I recommend try at least one pineapple pizza. The best one I've tried thus far is Ignacio's under the Brooklyn Bridge. Has the best Hawaiian pizza thus far in New York City. Horatio is saying hello. Hey, Horatio, nice to see you here. Let us know, what's your common pizza topping in your area of the world? We have people watching from the UK, from Ireland, in Ireland I tried really good pizza. When I went to London and England, not good pizza, but Ireland actually had really good pizza. I was blown away by Dough Brothers in Galway. There was a great place called Pie in Dublin. Really great pizza because Ireland just has amazing dairy. Laureen sent 5,000 stars. Wow. Oh my God. So Laureen sent an equivalent of $50 US, and then Facebook is doubling it, so that's $100. Everyone, huge round of hearts to Laureen as well, along with AR and Paul. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much. Okay, now coffee has to be featured here. All right, I'm gonna eat for like 5 more minutes. Feel free to ask me any other questions about pizza specifically. Yes, I am. Hawaiian pizza never again, says Dutch. I want to understand the aversion to Hawaiian pizza. I'm not sure if it's an American thing, or Italian thing. I don't know. I just love the combination of the sweet, acidic pineapple with the cheesiness and the tomatoiness of a pizza. Fatima says, I tried Antica de Michel in London. Oh, I didn't know that Antica San Michel has one in London. They're the best pizzaiolos, or the most classic pizzaiolos in Naples. I didn't know that they expanded over to London. That's awesome. This is a great question. This is going to be very controversial. And I'm going to offend many people out there as I am just eating pineapple pizza. When I went to Defara for the first time, I tried it about 2 years ago, I was gonna go and do a live video trying out Defara's. For people who don't know, Defara is known as one of the best pizzerias in New York City. Located in Brooklyn, deep in Brooklyn, ran by the same man for the past 5 decades or something like that. Many, many decades. He's already, I think, up to his 90s, maybe even more than that. And I think he's still making pizzas. But when I went to DeFara's, I was going to do a live video. I was even I was going to film it, the entire experience. And I walked into the store. First, the front of the store looked very shabby. And I thought to myself, okay, it could have that kind of New York charm of shabbiness. The neighborhood is nice, so there was no reason for the store to be so shabby on the outside. But I get it. You know, they're old style. They care more about the craft of the pizza than maintaining the aesthetic of the place. Then I went inside, and there was garbage thrown in one corner, a mop and a few cleaning supplies in another corner. The walls were grayed up, probably due to all the gas exhaust or the exhaust from making all the pizzas in the huge ovens, which is normal for a pizzeria, but pizzerias do a better job in keeping it clean because they use tiling. So they had all this kind of mold and gunk on the walls. DeFara, the guy, wasn't there. He wasn't doing the pizzas that day. I did see him for a brief second, but his family was, and I got a very typical kind of New York service, which was kind of, I don't give a shit type of New York service, which was okay, but combined with the uncleanliness of the place and that type of attitude in terms of service, I was curious about the pizzeria. I was asking questions. They had none of it. I was just really turned off by the experience. Lo and behold, I did try the pizza, and it was a pretty good pizza, but it was okay pizza, but just with the entire ambiance of the place, the uncleanliness, and the kind of standoffish attitude, I don't recommend it. Sadly, I bet it was great at some point. Probably has lost its way since, I think. Unfortunately never had the opportunity to go when it was at its prime. But that's my opinion. A lot of people probably are screaming at the screen right now as I tell this, because that place is known as being very legendary. Alexander says, what I love about New York City, what I love about the USA is the habanero hot sauce. Yeah, you can have hot sauce on your pizza. Some places have them, some places don't. Bobby says the mold made me run. You know, I'm saying mold because there was black stuff on the wall. I can't 100% tell it was mold, but it's definitely some type of gunk. And I didn't like it. Someone said it might be a little bit dry. It's not dry. The pizza's not dry. This is a pretty damn good fast food pizza. Step above from as I mentioned, Domino's or Sbarro's. Maybe says, nice looking shirt, very Parisian. Oh, thank you. We have Beatles playing right now. Hey Dutch, nice to see you here. Dutch says, hello everyone. Susie says, I saw Brooklyn Nana pizza on your last streams. Is that new? I don't know about Brooklyn pizza. I don't recall that. Sadly, many restaurants that have been around a long time have that issue. They're riding on their past reputations, yeah. Especially nowadays, you can't get away with uncleanliness here in New York City anymore. It's just something you can't do. Maybe some parts of the world, maybe back in time, back in the day in New York City, but you can't get away with that anymore. There are some restaurants that are so good at keeping things clean, spick and span, that you can't get away with it anymore. It's no longer charming, in my opinion. Wow. I have one more slice because this is so good. I usually wouldn't normally finish this. Wow. Dolores says, so good to hear about the hygiene in restaurants now. Yeah, yeah. That's the challenge with some restaurants in some awesome neighborhoods like Chinatown or Jackson Heights. They still don't keep hygiene to the best. And people still see it as charming, so that's why they continue to be popular. But I don't know, after traveling to many parts of the world where cleanliness is held in super high regard, US is one of them, definitely. But even more so in Ireland, in Italy, in France, cleanliness is held in very high regard. It's hard to kind of see the charm in a place that they're not really caring about the hygiene. All right, let's walk around. Oh my God, it's so full. Wow, that was last minute need for pizza. Come over here. Yeah, I like it. It's good fast food pizza. But if you can wait, if you're not hangry, which means hungry and angry at the same time, you're so hungry that you get angry. If you're not hangry and you can wait, go to Joe's or Keste. But if you're hangry, come here immediately. It's very good. Must be nice for coffee time. Yeah, we're gonna have coffee at some point in this broadcast. I think now it's a must. Rob says, loving your coat. Oh, thank you, Rob. How do I feel after having that pizza? Oh, sluggish. As I mentioned, yeah, it was definitely fast food. I'm not feeling energized like I do after an Italian pizza. Feeling a bit sluggish. Pro tip, leave this pizza either when you're hangry or very, very late in the day you're about to fall asleep. Oh, I just stood up. I was like, oh my God, I felt like I just gained like 3 pounds. All right, we're gonna walk through the Oculus, see what's up, and then we're gonna go over to the mall. If I miss any questions, feel free to ask now. Do you keep a list of the places you've eaten? Says Inspire Life. No, not really. I used to. Before starting Urbanist, I used to have a lot of Google Maps. And before then, I used to use Foursquare a lot, which was an app for food places. I really don't do that anymore. And the reason is because I cover a lot of places on video anyway, so. Doreen, do I have any pets? No, I personally don't like the idea of having pets. I love animals. I can't stand to see an animal caged up or leashed up, in my personal opinion. Pro tip if you're looking for good notebooks, I like Moleskine. They have great gifts. They have New York themed notebooks, journals. Giovanni says, I want to see New York. Oh, I hope you get to see New York. Ooh, this is looking promising. Look at the reindeer. It's looking very promising. Do you know the status of the WTC2? I think it's already being built, as we were seeing. Whoa. Wow, they did a great job. Erica, where are we again? We are in the Oculus. Official name is World Trade Center Transportation Hub. It's located in downtown Manhattan, aka the financial district, the very tip of the island of Manhattan. Sorry, I had to mute. There was someone playing rap music. The reindeer are going backwards, says Susie. They are indeed, yeah. Did you visit London during your trip abroad, Christina? I visited London back in 2018. And up to recently, the videos were up. Unfortunately, no longer. But yeah, I visited London. I think I have like a few vlogs on YouTube of London, so check them out. Search Urbanist London. I have a great afternoon tea place. I have one about English breakfast. I have like 2 or 3 others. I legit used this station about 2 hours ago, says Dutch. Oh, so cool. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at this. Wow. They did a great job this year. Some cookies. Judith says, I will check them out too. Oh, I'm glad, Judith. And Christina, that's awesome. Thank you. I love these snowmen. It's so cool. And they actually put real knitted hats on him. Hey, Neil, nice to see you here. Okay. Uh-oh, Susan, I hope you're watching on Twitch. You might get very rowdy on Twitch. So right now we are in the Oculus. Beautiful decorations. Hey, Aisha. I hope you guys come in peace. It looks like I'm being raided on Twitch, which means another user with a very big audience has told his viewers to come to mine. Aisha says, oh yeah, we definitely come in peace. Okay, I'm glad. So everyone, I'm streaming on three platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And there's a thing in the live streaming world, mostly on Twitch, not so much on Facebook or YouTube, called raiding. And raiding is when a creator with a huge audience tends to tell their viewers, hey, let's all go to this one live stream. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative. So I hope you guys are coming in peace right now on Twitch. We have a lot of them. So hello, welcome. I explore cities all around the world. And feel free to ask me any questions about New York. La Chula, hey, hey, Mr. Dian, hey, Simply, hey, Aisha, hello, Ben. Wasn't the big design Ken in favor of Foster's design? Ben, I think you might be referring to the original One World Trade Center that was called the Freedom Tower. That was the building that was called the Freedom Tower that was going to be designed by Libeskin. Fortunately, that was scrapped. So technically we don't have a Freedom Tower, but the name just stuck and colloquially for New Yorkers. This is a cool snowman / Christmas ornament. How do you keep 3 chats at once, says Anita? Well, magic. That's so cool. That's awesome. I love the huge hats that they put on these snowmen. Sultan says, I'm wondering that too. Oh, Sultan. I have for many years I have practiced the dark arts of live streaming. Down in the dungeons of the live streaming underworld, learning all the tricks up my sleeve. So that's how I can handle 3 chests at the same time. Susie says, take it home with you. I would love to take it home with me. I would love a gigantic, massive hat to give to like a friend. And hopefully they're not too insulted. I gotta be sure I don't give it to a friend that is teased for being too big-headed, either metaphorically or literally. And gift them like a huge hat. That'll be fun. So let's walk through here. Ooh, sorry, excuse me. Dutch Mall says the dark arts. Indeed, yeah, the dark arts. We're photobombing. Battlestar Galactica snowman, says George. Yeah, it's a Cylon snowman, yeah. Referring to Battlestar Galactica, where there was a race of cyborgs or robots that were chrome colored. So those are the decorations here. It's very nice. I actually really good photo opportunity, in my opinion. Hey, Anita says, I love this. Oh, I'm so glad you do. So beautiful. I'm talking about you, not the building. Oh, thank you so much, Neil. I appreciate that. Neil, I appreciate that. This is classy, says Luminor. It is classy. I agree. It is pretty classy. Ooh, Urbanist orange flowers. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. All right, let's see what else we can find over here. Now we gotta go to the mall. Who wants to go to the mall, please? Well, we are technically in the mall that calls itself a train station. May I ask if you're in the urbanism field, says Isanita. I am not a degreed urban planner or academic, nor do I work in urbanism, but I often talk about it and cover it in my live streams. This show, we have a lot of new Twitch viewers tuning in. My wish came true, ladies and gentlemen. I'm blowing up on Twitch now, finally. Who wants an iPhone? Let me know. New giveaway this week on Urbanist. We're giving away iPhones. iPhones, iWatches, MacBook Pros. Sign up now. Leave your social security number and PIN number. Hey, I am indeed from TikTok. Yeah,
TikTok.
yeah.
Crazy.
I'm doing a live stream right now.
Hey, TikTok or whatever you're doing. That's
yeah.
crazy. I see your TikToks all the time.
Oh, awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying them. Have a good day. So leave your social security number and PIN number in the comments, and you'll be signed up for win a free iPhone, iWatch, or MacBook Pro. And shout out to the guy who just said hello. That's three people today. That's awesome. Thank you. Sultan says, am I on TikTok? Yes. Ariel Vieira. Susan, if you can please put the TikTok handle. Ariel Vieira. Nightbot, but exclamation point TikTok. Is this a subway? So this is the PATH train. Now, please, everyone, I would ask you to keep this on the down low. Keep this on the down low because I may get tackled by security. It's highly illegal to film in the PATH train. Subway, you're kind of okay. There's no official rule unless if you're bringing a tripod and a massive film camera. But on the PATH, it is strictly not allowed to even take a photo with your phone. And this was implemented shortly after 9/11 with proper reason, but the law just stuck and it's still technically not allowed to do anything on the PATH. But I'm not inside of it. I'm just outside. So security, please don't tackle me. I haven't stepped through. Susie says, have you been here when you're swarmed? When they're swarmed here with New Jersey transit commuters? No, I have not yet. I haven't seen the PATH during rush hour. I think I might have done one live video, maybe like 2 years ago during rush hour, but haven't seen it too often. And here's the spine of the whale carcass that is the Oculus. Thank you so much for tagging the TikTok, Susan. Awesome moderator on Twitch. Twitch is blowing up. I said it just immediately thereafter, just a few minutes ago. It was like one day someone will say, no, I don't watch you on TikTok nor YouTube. I watch you on Twitch. And I'll feel my heart swell with joy and pride. And it looks like my wish is coming true. Twitch is blowing up. Hey, I have a video of it. It's crazy. It says, Susie, oh, feel free to post on the Urbanist of the World Facebook page, Facebook group. So there is a path here to go into the mall. I recommend taking it. You just continue down this hallway, past the path, and you'll get into the mall, which is Brookfield Place. Unfortunately, there's security at the entrance, and they don't like cameras. You can technically film in the mall, as the security is a little bit of a pain at that entrance. So I'm gonna go around through the outside and show you from the outside perspective. We're gonna take the long way around. For anyone tuning in, I'm always happy to say hi for a few seconds, but yes, I please ask that you do not follow me around. But always happy to say hi for a few seconds. BP says, yeah, I finally found you live. Live is so much better. Hey, I'm so glad, BP, you're tuning in live. Thank you so much. All right, let's take the long way around. So that's my TikTok, Ariel Vieira. More bathrooms over here. Kristen, thank you so much for tuning in, Kristen. Appreciate you. What's the difference between path and subways, Kelly? So they're both the same type of train type. They're rapid transit, aka subways, aka tube, aka metro. Depends on what area you're in the world. They have a few different terms, but it's all called rapid transit. However, the path is on a different system from the subway. The subway is the MTA subway system, which is the Metropolitan Transit Authority subway system that connects all the 5 boroughs of New York City. It's only one system within New York City. However, the path does connect Manhattan with New Jersey, and that is a different rapid transit system. There has been talks to expand the path and also expand the New York City subway to New Jersey, but Jersey and New York don't really get along too well in terms of when it comes to building these gigantic projects, so nothing has ever happened. Thanks for explaining the path. No problem. My pleasure. So yeah, the New York City subway system does not connect to New Jersey, only the path. New Jersey, for people who don't know, is a different U.S. state across the Hudson River. You see those buildings in the distance? That's New Jersey. And you see this building here? One World Trade Center. Thank you, Dutch, for putting the full acronym. Port Authority Trans Hudson. Thank you so much. Scott says they kicked out Action Kid out of the Newport Center Mall last week, so that's not cool. Yeah, some malls are a bit annoying with when it comes to just making a video, non-intrusively, of course. Here they lighten up significantly, so we won't be able to go inside. It's become a place to take a lot of selfies anyway. Hey, Sultan, just followed you. Yeah, if you're tuning in for Twitch for the first time, let me know where you're watching from. And feel free to press that subscribe button on Twitch. Neil was born and raised in New Jersey. Oh, cool. If only I could film on the New Jersey, the path. If only. Okay, thank you so much for putting the Patreon page. Thank you so much. Patreon.com/Urbanist. I have extra bonus tours, including 360 VR videos of Italy, Ireland, Mexico, and many other places around the world, and New York as well. Neil says, I don't have too many subs on Twitch yet. No, I do not yet. One day I'll get there. One day I'll cross 500 subs on Twitch. Neil says, I guess when you'll get affiliate. I don't have affiliate because on Twitch, if you sign up for affiliate, you have to sign a contract saying you'll only live stream on Twitch. I don't want to do that. My focus is on YouTube. So I have not signed up to be affiliate. And they do enforce that rule. So you can be banned if they catch you multi-streaming, which is easy to do. So let me show you this Christmas tree. This is the outside of the whale carcass, the Oculus. Susie says, you're absolutely multitasking tonight. Yeah, very, very lively 3 shots as opposed to just 2. Bob says, can I still get your music CD? I am not one of those guys in Times Square. Nice Christmas tree here at 3 World Trade Center. Very cool. I think this might be the Spotify building. Thomas, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Kelly says, I think it was a dove. Yes, it is supposed to be a dove leaving the hands of a young boy. But a lot of people think it looks like a whale carcass. KDZ says, Knicks or Nets? KDZ. I don't watch sports, nor do I talk about sports on this show. So surprisingly, the World Trade Center Memorial is not decorated. Of course, they have to be respectful, but I was hoping for at least Christmas lights on the trees, which I think they have done in years prior, but none as of yet. KDZ, this is a travel show, and we talk anything about history, cities, architecture, food, and urbanism, all in the travel context here on Urbanist. Which borough do you like the most, says Neil? Oh, yeah. I mean, I am biased. I'm from Queens, so I love Queens. The area I really like spending the most, I really love Manhattan. I just love the vibrancy of Manhattan. It's just so cool. As Bodhi says, another topic of choice is Spider-Man. Well, Spider-Man is part of New York City's history. Alexander says fashion as well. Well, fashion is part of the travel experience. KDZ says Staten Island is my favorite. Oh, KDZ, wow. That is quite a strong choice. Props to you. I commend you for choosing favorite. Let us know, everyone in the comments. Let us know, what's your favorite borough of New York City? What's your favorite of the 4 boroughs? Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, or the Bronx? Oh, wait. There's also Staten Island. Yes, KDZ just mentioned Staten Island as well. Let us know. So I have many older live videos where I do a full history tour of this area. So search on YouTube, Urbanist World Trade Center, and you'll see full video tour of these grounds. So you can learn about its history. Aisha, have you been to Canada? I've covered Montreal before. So the names are over here. Lorraine loves Manhattan. George says my favorite burrito is California. But we're talking about boroughs. Ariel, will you travel to Europe again? Yes, Rosemary. I will be going to Europe ASAP. Please tell Boris not to close. Please tell him to keep the doors open. Just for a few more months. So I can get there. Judith says it's a gentle fountain. Indeed it is. Brooklyn is the best and cultural capital of the US. Oh, yes it is. All right, everyone, slam that like button on YT. I'm not sure what you can do on Twitch. What can one do on Twitch to spread the word? Let me know. But slam that like button on YT. Facebook. Share those short videos that I do that are related to this. Marina says, how about South America? I will go South America. Once I have a larger budget, I will be featuring more South America. It's tricky with South American countries because cell phone service is not optimal. So it is America, Europe, and potentially in the very near future, East Asia as well. They're a lot easier to do than other parts of the world, like Eastern Europe, some parts of Eastern Europe at least. certain parts of Central Asia and South America and Africa are unfortunately a little bit more trickier when it comes to fast internet service. But it does depend. There are exceptions within those places of the world. Hey, S. Fields, nice to see you here. Ron says I need to learn my Twitch. Yes, don't know too much the platform yet. I barely use it myself. Interesting sculpture. All right, let's cross the street to Brookfield Place in the search of coffee. Un poco de café. Para todo el mundo mirando también, yo hablo español. Esto es un show, un programa que es una emisión que son bilingües. Se puede preguntar cualquier cosa que tú quieres en español. Lorraine has sent over 20 Australians. Oh, thank you so much for sending over 20 Australians. That's a very kind super chat. Thank you so much. Lorraine has sent over 20 Australians despite the borders being closed. Thank you so much for smuggling them through the border. Thank you so much for the 20 Australians. I appreciate that. Thank you. Cynthia says exporting Australians. Everyone. I'm clearly talking about a super chat. I'm not sure what you're interpreting. I was clearly talking about money. No, we're not talking about actual human beings. We're talking about money. Thank you so much, Lori. I'm not sure why would you interpret it as any other thing. Here's Gucci. Who wants a Gucci sneaker? We're giving away Gucci sneakers. Leave your PIN number, birth date, and credit card number, and you will be entered in the running to win a pair of Gucci sneakers. All right, let's go. Rob says, man, have a Gucci handbag. Sure thing, Rob. S. Fields, gracias por traduciendo. Thank you so much for translating. Luminor says, what about the Irish crack? Only in Ireland, not here in the US. I would recommend against it. All right. Oh, wow. Oh, this is quite magical. Oh, Captain Morgan says, do you accept IOUs for House of Gucci, for Gucci? And Fatima says, Father, Son, and House of Gucci. Great reference in the film. Mr. Wobble says, time for a smash and grab. Mr. Wobble, I do not condone smash and grabs. I condone for paying all your monthly salary to Gucci. I condone that. So please do not smash and grab. Carol says, I cannot get Ariel and PayPal. I get one in Miami. Yes, paypal.me/Ariel Vera. You'll be able to send one but I think PayPal is now requiring people to sign in. So you might need to make an account with PayPal to sign in. This is beautiful. I love the light display here. Beautiful trees. I like that they have chairs over here. A lot of trees. Wow, that's great. Thank you so much, Aisha. All right, let's go upstairs. Oh, look at this. I'll show you upstairs briefly, and then let's go outside and see the skating rink. And coffee has to be found. Let me know if anyone has a coffee recommendation in Battery Park City. Kathy says, I think I saw my cat on the tree. Uh-oh. This is the food court here. I have a few recommendations at the food court. I would recommend Sprinkles right over here. Great cupcakes. I do enjoy them. I would recommend... Oh, they don't have a Brooklyn Blackout. I thought they did. In that case, I would recommend the Red Velvet, just classic Red Velvet. They're closed right now, unfortunately. These guys make a very good chicken sandwich, Olives. It was David Bowie's favorite chicken sandwich. Literally. He was spotted outside many, many times. People close to him often picked up the famous chicken sandwich from Olives for him while he was recording his final 2 albums. Cynthia says, Laughing Man. Yeah, Laughing Man. I've featured him many times. I would love to feature a new one, but I'm not sure if a new one popped up. If not, I'll show Laughing Man. Dig has pretty good American food, rice bowls, really good, or salad bowls or quinoa bowls, pretty damn good. Highly do recommend it, Dig. Sauce is here. I have tried Sauce. It is pretty good as well. They have a vegan gluten-free pizza that's made out of potato dough, which is very interesting. Cafe Grumpy is nearby. Alexander, I don't think a Cafe Grumpy is in this area yet. Numpang has great banh mi sandwiches. And if you want some good barbecue, of course this is all kind of casual food style, so don't expect super high quality. This is Mighty Quinn's, really good. The Judah says, wonderful work. And Susie says, I've had Dig. Susie, since you are a lot in this area, what is your favorite place to shop? Do let me know. Oh, I think I found the coffee shop. It might be down here. Let's investigate. Okay, who wants to go off the beaten path and search for very good coffee? Usually this specific business has a coffee bar attached to it, but we're entering uncharted territory. Let me know. Let me know. Susie says skinny pizza's gone. Yeah, it was replaced with sauce. Sauce is pretty good. So here we have Battery Park City. Is Dos Toros still there, says Susie. Yeah, it is. Dos Toros is still there. Another recommendation I have. Great Mexican-American. All right. Oh, a lot of beautiful Christmas trees. There's a lot of photo opportunities here. That's kind of like the walkway for the offices. It is public, so you can walk anywhere around here. Just please don't sleep here overnight. Oh no, this is a weekday place. Oh. I do recommend these guys, 4-5. They're a chain in this area of the US. They're also in Boston. They're also, I think, in Philly. They're really good. They have great cold brew. They have even better pastries. The pastries are like huge. They have massive banana breads. They're a very good bang for your buck. But this is only a weekday place. Some coffee shops, especially the ones attached to offices, are only weekdays. And I'm so bummed. 4-5. Kind of hidden over here, so it's a good coffee shop if you kind of want a little bit more relaxing atmosphere. So yeah, a lot of Christmas trees here. What was the dome structure called before the winter garden opened? Ooh. That's a good question. I think this was built for the mall. This was the American Express building. I think it's still called the American Express building. But I think the dome structure was always a part of the mall. They used to have Santa Claus, says Susie. Oh, they did. Here's tropical Christmas trees. Yep, Christmas tree made out of like pineapples. Is there a Brooklyn Coffee Comp? What are you referring to, Metalhead? Are you referring to Brooklyn Roasting Company? That has pretty much closed down, a lot of them. I have not seen Brooklyn Roasting in a while. Coffee shop is empty, it's closed. It's a weekday spot. They open for the office crowd. Lisbon says I can put them on my pizza. Indeed I can. Ooh, watch out. Watch out. All right, let's go to the outside. Let's venture into the outside world. Love the floor, says Cynthia. Yeah, very beautiful. This is bringing back memories of last year. I came here right before the massive snowstorm. Wow, it's hot. It's so hot that the ice skating rink is a pool. Ladies and gentlemen, who wants to skate in a pool? Oh my god. Oh, how can people skate? The idea of using shoes with sharp knives underneath your sole as you are sliding on ice cold ice does not sound so appealing. Christmas tree. Oh, where did this snow come from? it snowed just a very little. It does not snow this much. Where did this snow get here, everyone? Do let us know. PJ Clark's if you're looking for a nice kind of sit-down restaurant, classic American food and night Clark's. Highly recommend it. Oh, the wind is picking up. It's about to be nearby. Des says it looks bleak. When Beyonce is nearby, the wind starts getting fierce. She must be back in Tribeca. Cynthia says it's from the rink. I was there yesterday. Oh, thank you so much, Cynthia. New York City must be due for some snow soon, says Susie. Ooh, I haven't heard anything yet, but do let me know. That sounds interesting. So you see that New York City ferry there in the distance? It just stopped over here. I'll show you the ferry stop. Heading all the way to Staten Island, the forgotten borough of New York. Oh, we crossed 500 people tuning in on YouTube. Oh, welcome. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. 64 degrees in Newark. Yeah, it's getting hot. It's getting hot in here. I want to put on my clothes. Getting so hot, I'm going to put my clothes on. Susie, it's snowing in Edinburgh. Oh, I'm so jealous. Esfiel says, oh, Staten Island, one of our 2021 destinations. Yeah, it was. We traveled all across the world, from Lake Como to Venice to Staten Island to Athens to Santorini. Oh, all those wonderful destinations we visited in 2021. Maybe one day I'll go back to Staten Island, maybe one day. Susie says, please make it snow like you did the other day. I'll do my best, Susie. Weather been tricky. I'm not quite an expert at weather control yet. Haven't quite developed that superpower to its fullest extent. But stay tuned. What a wonderful year of Urbanist live streaming. 2021 was a great Urbanist year, says Skoshi. Indeed it was. I'm so glad everyone enjoyed all the adventures. If you're tuning in for the first time, go back to the Urbanist archive, which is available on YouTube, and search Urbanist Italy, Urbanist Venice, Urbanist Rome, Urbanist Athens, Urbanist Santorini. I also visited Thessaloniki, not quite a super popular city, but it's a beautiful city. All the places in Italy and Greece, and also Mexico City and the pyramids. Check out. M says, I'm welcome here. Hey, Georgios from Athens, Kalispera. Was the Airbnb in Staten Island expensive? Ooh, super expensive. I stayed in style in Staten Island. Oh, the beautiful views of Jersey City. Everyone. Jersey City is actually worth visiting, especially if you're a fan of Frank Sinatra was Hoboken. But if you're a fan of kind of just walking around the beautiful new city, and you're here for an extended period of time, if you're here for like 2 or 3 weeks in New York, spend a day hopping through the different areas along Jersey, specifically Jersey City and Hoboken. They're very wonderful places to visit. Oh, this is bad service. I forgot. There's not the best service here in terms of cell phone service. Okay, let's see if this coffee shop is open, Laughing Man. If not, then we might need to venture out into the New York wild. We might need to venture the place where she rules over as in Tribeca. Doesn't come to this because Beyonce is very fierce and it's a bit scary, but oh no, Laughing Man is closed. Uh-oh. Why? Why? No. No. Laughing Man. I'm no longer laughing anymore. It's a great coffee shop opened up by one of the greatest actors to have ever lived and still living to this day. And he might just live forever, I hope. Hugh Jackman. JK says, speak Greek. Kalispera. Everyone. Bernadette says, I think Urbanist Australia sounds good. Says Bernadette, yes, once Australia opens up in 2030, I will be going to Australia, to Melbourne, to Brisbane, to Sydney. I'll stay there long enough to pick up the Australian accent. Okay, someone asked to quickly pop into the Irish Hunger Memorial. We will, because I do have to show some coffee here. It's our final stop, is coffee. But I'll show the Hunger Memorial real quickly.
The songs for company, the last note of their singing now fills the air. It is the silence of snow slowly falling.
I have a full history tour here. Check it out. I also have short videos on TikTok that talks about the Great Irish Famine. There's poor service usually here, but look how beautiful it's looking now. Oh, I love how the vegetation has grown. JK says Laughing Man should be called Crying Man. Yes, because it's closed. Dr. Smood is 7 minutes away. Oh no, I would not want to feature Dr. Smood. Yes, it is the memorial. Marina says we're all getting dehydrated. Well, coffee dehydrates one even more. Now, Bluestone Lane is a place I would typically consider, but I had a very not so good experience with them recently, so I won't be giving them my patronage any longer. Try a burrito called El Vez across from Brookfield Place. Ooh, thank you so much for the recommendation, El Vez. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'm very, very full. I got so full from that pizza. I cannot even fathom any more food. But thank you so much for your recommendation. I will keep in mind if I will probably be covering this area again. Alan says, tell us about the bad experience. So in Bluestone Lane, along with a few other places in the New York City, they require you to order via their app. Unfortunately, Bluestone Lane's app was not working properly. So it charged me for an avocado toast, a coffee, and a pastry, which ended up being $28. and the order did not go through. And I went up to the counter and said, hey, I encountered this issue. And they said, we don't see the order at all on our end. You'll probably just get your money back. So order again. And I ordered at the counter, and they charged me again $28. I did kind of ask them to refund me, and they said that there was nothing that they could do. And they said that they assured me that I wasn't going to be charged. And lo and behold, I get home and find out that, yeah, I was indeed charged twice. So I got my food, but I was charged that extra time where the app bugged out. I reached out to their customer service, and basically after talking a while, they said there's nothing they can do, which was rather annoying and very bad service. So I don't like that. I don't like a place that charges twice and says there's nothing they can do. Of course, if you ever run into that issue, many banks, especially in the US, I'm not sure in other parts in the world, but especially credit card companies in the US will help you out and you will get that money back. But yeah, I don't like that type of customer service. That's very bad. Bad app and bad service afterwards. AR says, I went to Bluestone Lane, the Upper East Side, and got up and left. Yeah. I have recommended it before, but it's pretty lackluster, I think, now. AR says, the same reason we walked out, the stupid app thing. Yeah, it's just a lot of these places force you to use their app, but their app sucks. And then if you're a tourist, even worse, you might not have cell phone data. So how do you order if you can't access the cell phone data and then the internet service is slow? So it's a bit of a catch-22, and it's a bit annoying in some of these places. So right now we're walking through Battery Park City. That man is walking with a Laughing Man cup. But where did he get it? He came out of this pharmacy, but there's no Laughing Man in the pharmacy. How did he acquire Laughing Man? Let us know. Ron says they will hear from the Urbanist team of lawyers. Yes, indeed, the huge law team I have, yes. Have him on payroll. Susie says, yes, follow that man. Okay, he literally had a Laughing Man coffee cup. It's very distinct because it's all black with white lettering. There's not that many coffee cups that have the same style, and also I read it. It said Laughing Man. And it looked like a fresh cup of coffee. It wasn't like a dirty old garbage coffee, like it wasn't to throw away. So where did you find it? I'm going to turn into like Batman from the Dark Knight and be like, where is it? Where's the coffee? Where's the Laughing Man? All right, let's continue walking. No more joking around. Now it's serious, everyone. We have to find coffee. This is very serious. I did promise coffee in the very beginning of this video. And I cannot let all 600 of you down and not grab coffee. So I need your help. Where do I find the coffee? Susie says there's one on Duane Street. Yeah, there's a chance that gentleman came over from Duane Street. I don't know, it's pretty far away. New Yorkers don't walk too much, but maybe the Duane Street one is definitely open, yeah. Maybe he's reusing the cup. The cup seemed fairly new. Okay, but it is a possibility. It did seem new, it didn't seem reused. But let's walk over to Beyonce's territory of Tribeca. There, we'll find a cup of coffee. Right there. Here's Stuyvesant High School. One of the most prestigious of the public high schools here in New York City, Stuyvesant. Ron says, ask him in the Liam Neeson tone. I have a particular set of skills. I will find that coffee. S. Bodhi says, have you ever crashed a wedding? S. Bodhi, actually I have. Twice. At the very top basically of the island. The name is a bit hard to pronounce. It was at the very top of Santorini. And then the second time was last year, this time at St. Patrick's Cathedral. I crashed a wedding ceremony as well. I never crashed a reception though. I've only crashed the ceremonies. So we gotta go through this walkway in order to enter Beyonce territory. I tried Black Fox coffee thanks to you. It was very good, says Ramiz. Oh, I'm so glad, Ramiz. I really loved it. Have a good day, everyone. I need to head out. Hey, Lorraine, thank you so much for tuning in. Susie says, do you shout out? I do. Referring to the wedding crashing. No. And that was nice. Yeah, that was very sweet. A couple was getting either engaged or about to get married and taking their photos. And they were dressed very nice, very wintry style. I really like that. The woman was wearing this furry jacket and the guy was wearing this kind of tweed suit. It was really, really cool style. Here's the West Side Highway. Kimmy says, speaking of weddings, everyone, this is why I love live video. You can't make this stuff up. As I mentioned, coincidences happen a whole lot, and I've captured a lot of them on live video. You can't make this stuff up. First I mentioned Twitch, and then boom, suddenly a bunch of Twitch viewers come up from a Twitch raid. And then someone asked about wedding crashing, and boom, we run into someone taking wedding photos. You can't make this stuff up. It's the beauty about exploring New York City. Kelly recommends Buenvunto Cafe. Where is it? What's the intersection? Do let me know. Best way to give a New Yorker directions is intersections. Don't tell them the address. It's not going to really help because many New Yorkers walk. They don't really use a GPS to get there via car. So telling an intersection is the best way. Susie said, I had a fur jacket for my wedding. It was brutally cold. Yeah, oh, that's so cool. Kimmy says, that's awesome when that happens. Yeah. Happens. When walking through Tribeca, it is crucial to bring a ring. And you might be asking, why would you need a ring to enter Tribeca? Well, as I mentioned, this is Beyonce's territory. So if you like the neighborhood, you gotta put a ring on it. Otherwise, you'll be ousted from Tribeca. So be sure to come with a ring coming inside to this neighborhood. AR, you're right. It says AR, it heads up if you call 911, you do have to give a full address. Indeed you do, yes. I'm talking about when casually talking to a friend or someone you're meeting up in New York. Kelly says it was Bobby De Niro's neighborhood first. Esfiel says, you always have to turn to the left, to the left, to the left. Yes, indeed you do. Always to the left. Never go to the right, especially without a ring. Ramiz says, try Bluestone Lane nearby Battery Park. Oh, Ramiz, you just missed my rant against Bluestone Lane. Okay, usually it's not that hard to find a coffee shop. There's so many coffee shops here. Don't be deterred. The reason I am taking longer is because I did not want to show you Blue Bottle, Joe's. I didn't even want to show you Bluestone. They're all pretty damn good coffees, but I just didn't want to show you the same place. But it seems like we are indeed running out of options. There's not much new stuff has popped up in this particular area. So I will probably be going to a coffee shop I've shown before.
Soho trees.
Hey, Maureen, nice to see you here. Oh, and a mailbox. So let me know if you are enjoying this adventure. I'm not sure if you are. I'm not sure if you're not. I'm not sure. Let me know. Do you like the show? Let me know. Are you enjoying this? Please tell me something. But in all seriousness, if you want to see history videos of our architecture, go back to the archive after this video on YouTube. Basically, any neighborhood in New York City, I have covered it, especially in Manhattan. So you can find a lot of places there to learn more about the history. They're full tours. I did plan them. I did research them. Otherwise, this December, we're taking it very kind of casual in these live videos. Catherine says, yes, stop whining. Stop whining, yes. Okay, I'll stop whining. I'll stop whining. It was a wine-free show. Only beer. Susie says, I like to get coffee, so it's a grand old time. Oh, I'm so glad. Hey, Metal says it's a repo man. Oh, talking about the garbage truck. A Saturday without Ariel is a sad day. Oh no, Teresa. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying the show. That's good to hear. Okay, after what appears to be months searching, we have arrived to. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. It is no longer Laughing Man. I'm crying now. It's Crying Man. Oh wait, never mind. Okay. Oh, okay. No. Oh, okay. Okay. It's over. Oh, okay. Ooh, that scared me. Hey, I'll have a cold brew coffee, please. Black. Small. The smaller one.
Small cold brew?
Yeah. That's all, yeah.
No milk?
No milk, black.
The cold brew is going to be stronger. Okay. Cold brew, you do a cold extraction, cold brew area of time, all the good shit. Lower iced coffee is not going to sweat as much caffeine as you got higher.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to drink inside, so I'll show you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Susie says a cold brew, you'll need a hot one. I am on the cold brew fix recently. I've been doing mostly cold brews. Hot, you sometimes have to wait too long for the coffee because especially Americanos, they use boiling hot water, and it's too hot, so I don't like it too much. And also, it's a pretty warm day today. I'm already sweating, actually. It's pretty warm in here as well. So this coffee shop is owned by Hugh Jackman himself, literally. Wolverine owns this coffee shop with his business partner, and his business partner lives right upstairs. Hugh Jackman lives in the neighborhood as well, along with Beyonce, along with Robert De Niro. So pro tip, if you're looking for the best places to see a celebrity, this is the best place, is here in Tribeca, this neighborhood, which is right above the financial district, right above Battery Park City. And so many of them live here. And you might bump into Hugh Jackman here. He sometimes pops over. There's Instagram stories of him popping over, many photos of him popping over. Whew. And David says the storms are coming. Indeed they are. All right, let's try this out. I've tried this many times, but I'll give you my impressions again of the cold brew. So a gentleman in front of us was asking what's the difference between cold brew and iced coffee. Susie says, is he serving the coffee? Hugh Jackman has served the coffee before. He has done certain events randomly where he has served the coffee. Hugh Jackman has also been known to come into this shop, he's the owner, like wearing his face mask, of course, because it was the pandemic, and not telling anyone. And then they would serve him, and then he will like pull down his mask, and then the employees will be like, "Oh my God, it's Hugh Jackman. You pay my bills." And then also Ryan Reynolds one time came over and actually did a barista for a few hours. I'm not sure how long, maybe it was an hour, but he was a barista for a little bit of the day, literally serving coffee and making flat whites and macchiatos and lattes here at this location. So they have a gigantic TV, look at that. 83% humidity. Oh, no wonder it's so hot and sticky. And there we go. So horror with Marchese and Buller. Thank you so much for clarifying. You just put into text, which is something I was just going to say. So yeah, cold brew is coffee that is steeped in room temperature or cold water. So it's a cold extraction, never heated. The water is never heated beyond room temperature. And then of course it's cooled down and served cool over ice. And then iced coffee is hot coffee literally served over ice. Some places might do a Japanese style, which is a pour over ice. Some people might do maybe kind of Italian interpretation of it where they shake it over ice. That might happen. But iced coffee is always hot coffee over ice, usually espresso over ice. Oh, actually, not always espresso, sorry. Usually drip coffee over ice or pour over. In some cases, maybe espresso. The difference in terms of taste is that iced coffee is going to be very acidic, it's going to be very punchy, it's going to be very heavy. Cold brew is going to be light, less acidic, almost no acidity. It's the least acidic type of coffee out there. So if you suffer from heartburn or or you just had a day eating too much pizza like I did, then this might be your best bet. And also has the most caffeine, ironically. So it's the coffee that tastes the lightest, but also has the strongest caffeine punch after nitro coffee, which is infused with nitrogen. So thank you so much. So let's try it out. Always very good. I really like them. They have a nice chocolatey flavor to them. Low in acidity, so they're doing a proper cold brew. Cynthia says, can you warm up a cold brew? I would recommend not. You can. So technically, if you're low on time and just want to buy cold brew for your fridge and heat it up at home, you can do that. I'm not sure how it'll taste. I actually never tried it that way before. I think in New Orleans they do that type of style. It's pretty rare. So I would not recommend it. And yeah, always very chocolatey. Very kind of chocolatey, darker notes. It's not as brighter as some other cold brews. Hey, Dwayne says, good to be with you and your viewers. Good thoughts to all of you. Thank you. Okay, everyone. So I did not find a mailbox during this portion of the live video, but I have something special. How much does the coffee cost? This cost me $5, 5 something. I have to be better with paying attention to the price. Usually cold brews are usually maximum $6. Some places might charge you $7. It's a bit annoying when they do because it's still the same type of cold brew. Sometimes you're paying for the location, that is true. But most cold brews run between 4 to 6. Generally, they're about $4.50 and $5. So the official Urbanist Christmas cards are going to be sent. These are the first 10 that are going to be sent. Let me cover an address so you won't see it, but there we go. First Urbanist cards going to be sent here. If you are a mega Urbanist, you will receive one, and you will be getting a Christmas card for this month of December, and then every other month there'll be more postcards from around the world, including New York and any other place abroad that I visit or any other city in the US I visit. You'll be getting a postcard. But for this December, as a bonus, you'll be getting a full Christmas card. I'll show you. Let me pop up the photo of the Christmas card. Right there. Right there, those are a few of the Christmas cards. With Laughing Man coffee stain on the envelope. Oops, sorry, I showed an address. I'm so sorry about that. Ignore that. With the coffee stain on the envelope. Do you want one? Jason? I could do that for you. I have no qualms for doing that for you. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Maureen says, can't wait to get one. Urbanist is bringing stationery back, indeed. Ariel's sending his social security number and bank account number to the lucky winners, says George. All right, everyone. If you have any last few questions or curiosities about coffee, I will be free to ask. I will be going live every day at 1 p.m. Not every day. Wednesdays and Saturdays at 1 p.m. Until further notice, stay tuned. Actually, the next 1 p.m. show will be on Wednesday. After that, I'll be going live at 3 p.m. I will tell you exactly. I'll confirm via a post. The schedule is changing starting December 18th. Stay tuned. Catherine says, sure, why not? And if you want to receive a Christmas card, you have to become a mega Urbanist, which means $20 a month or more, on patreon.com/urbanist, or pressing that join button on Facebook. That join button, there's a mega Urbanist option there as well. Do one of those two, and then send me your address, and I will be sending you a postcard. We would like you to send a Christmas card, says Ludo. become a mega urbanist? Oh, I'll be looking for a heads up, says Susan. Yes. Susan, you're already a mega urbanist, and we have a few others. And if you want to be anonymous, always do let me know. Mega urbanists sometimes are anonymous, so some of them are public, some of them are anonymous. So if you do want to be anonymous, do clearly tell me. Otherwise, I may mention your name as a mega urbanist. Are you getting busier with your life, says Catherine. Yes, I am indeed. I'm working on a documentary that will be published, will be shown in a major New York City attraction, which is Rise New York. So get your tickets to Rise NY. It's an attraction in Times Square about the history of New York City, why it's awesome. I will be one of 3 documentaries that will be featured in Rise NY. Maybe says, how do you send us cards? I don't have a P.O. box at the moment. I do appreciate the gesture. At the moment, I don't have a P.O. box. Have you ever had a coffee at Café Trieste in San Francisco? No, I haven't been to San Francisco yet, Rebecca. So I'll stick around for a few minutes. Ask me any questions about coffee. Pour over versus French press. What's the difference in taste? Pour over is always going to be lighter than the French press. French press is going to be slightly more stronger in terms of taste and stronger in terms of acidity than a pour over. The reason is because a French press is not as heavily filtered as a pour over. Pour over, it passes through an envelope, a filter, hence filter coffee, which is pour over, or in Spanish it's café colado. Always passes through a filter. Filter is going to be, it has less solids in it. So pour over is going to look more lighter. Depends, if you do a pour over manual style, where you're actually pouring it over, you're always going to have something that looks more like a very dark tea as opposed to your punchy espresso. But if you have French press, since the filter is not as fine as a paper filter, there's going to be more solids in it. So French press is closer to espresso than it is to drip/pour over. I hope that makes sense. So French is going to taste a little bit stronger, a little bit more acidic. Not a coffee drinker, what's a good starter? Says Kelly. A good starter is always a coffee with milk and sugar. Try a latte, put a sugar or 2 or some honey, and you'll have a good experience. I would recommend trying that. Try a latte if you don't like coffee. If you really don't like caffeine or the effect of caffeine, then try the lattes that are not made with coffee. There's lattes here, for example, Blue Bottle does a latte of dates, which sounds a bit weird, but it tastes more, I haven't tried it yet, but I would assume the taste would be more like honey/brownie, kind of chocolatey taste, a date latte. There's lavender lattes at some locations, like Maman. There are other types of lattes. If you're more of a tea drinker, some places have matcha tea lattes. So matcha is concentrated green tea made with foamed milk, and it's really good. It's a good coffee alternative. It'll have less caffeine than regular coffee. Ariel, do you remember your first cup of coffee, says Wilmy? Well, my parents are coffee drinkers, my family's coffee drinkers. They tried to give me coffee when I was much younger. I remember being absolutely disgusted by it. It was too bitter, too strong, too much. I did not like it at all. But then, I ended up going to college. And I studied electrical engineering, which required hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of studying. Integral mathematics, it involved quantum mechanics, chemistry, everything. Like it was so intensive in terms of the math and the abstraction required to know. So luckily in most college campuses around the US, there's always a coffee shop integrated in them, and that included City College. So my first year of college, I never had coffee because I went to Queens College and I was not yet an engineering major. But once I went to City College and became an engineering major, I started drinking from the Starbucks branded coffee shop inside City College. They use Starbucks coffee, they use Starbucks ingredients, but they were technically not Starbucks. They just licensed the name. And this happens in many universities around the US. So every morning I had a venti caramel macchiato with extra caramel. So I basically had 2 shots of espresso with this much amount of milk and a whole bucket load of sugar. Like massive amounts of sugar. And I had that nearly on a daily basis, twice a day. So I consumed intense amounts of sugar. Luckily, I am not suffering from that. I'm so glad. I'm very lucky to have never gotten any type of diabetes or any type of heart disease from it, or something worse. I'm so grateful. But it is not the best thing to do on a daily basis. So then I started working at Gawker. And Gawker was this awesome media company, has a crazy story behind it. And I was hooked up on Starbucks coffee, but then they had cold brew on tap. They had this on tap, like a coffee shop, but for free, unlimited, for me as someone working there, access to it. And the first 2 weeks working at Gawker, I was drinking this, but with milk and sugar, like I usually do. But I ended up realizing, oh, wait a minute. I just want to have more coffee. I don't want to just have 1-2 cups. I want to have 3 or 4 or 5. Especially working at Gawker, which was a crazy company with an insane backstory to it. I think there's a Hollywood movie that's going to come out of it. Someone's making it, I forgot who. I can't wait to see it. I would love to make a movie about it someday from my own experience. It was a really crazy story. But I thought to myself, if I want to drink more than 2 cups, I can't be drinking it with coffee and milk. So first I reduced the sugar. I took away the sugar. Then I took away the milk. And then I just got hooked on basic cold brew. And I drank that every day while working there. And I never looked back since. Got hooked up on black coffee. Try Ethiopian coffee. It's organic. Yes. A lot of these places sell Ethiopian coffee, including Laughing Man over here. And yep, in university, I drink coffee. Says Wilmy. I had unlimited Nescafe when I worked for a bank. Yeah. Let us know. Did you have unlimited coffee in your company? Well, it is kind of a human right to have unlimited coffee in basically every single work environment. Usually that coffee is made in a drip coffee machine. So it is basically legally obligated. I say basically because it's not technically, but if you don't provide coffee in the business, shit will go down. It has happened in history. I think in the 1800s, companies stopped giving coffee to their employees. They noticed that productivity went way down, and also people started protesting and striking. And this happened in France, I think this happened in England, happened in a few places in Europe. So US never did that mistake. So most places in the US, most offices always provide some type of free coffee because it is a stimulant, it is the most widely drunk psychoactive drug in the world, and it has powered the Industrial Revolution and has powered our computer age. If it weren't for coffee, we might still be using steam engines, or not even. We might still be using horseback to get around, and drinking beer and making clothes with our hands. Free coffee should be in any country's constitution. Basically, is in many countries around the world. The ends, I can't say the full word, Paul, but the Germans from World War II gave their soldiers methamphetamines. Yes, they did indeed, yeah. And the US, aside from coffee, they were provided tobacco, which is another stimulant, so yeah, it's common in our recent history for soldiers to be provided some type of stimulant, maybe coffee, tobacco, or in Germans it was methamphetamines. And I recently bought bubble gum to somehow stop my cold brew addiction, says Stacy. Oh, wow. When companies don't provide coffee, it's a sign to me that they're cheap and don't value their employees, says Lauren. Yeah, precisely. It's more and more rare. It powers the content creation economy, says S. Fields. It does indeed. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to become a mega urbanist, go to patreon.com/urbanist. Bonus videos are up. I'll see you Wednesday at 1 p.m. And then later on, closer to Christmas, for a few days in a row, I'll be doing daily live videos in the afternoon, showing you all the lights and all the wonderful things, including Diker Heights as well. Keep being awesome, and always keep on drinking espresso. Oh, that's great. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.